The aroma of the cup noodles made our hotel room warm and cozy. We, my wife, daughters, my sister and her kids, Dad, Mum, reminisced our childhood. Then she looked at me, directly. With tears in her eyes, she mastered her voice and said, "Bernard, I was very harsh on you. I'm sorry. Will you forgive me?" Mum was tough. As a young girl, she fought Chinatown street urchins to protect her kid brother. Her parents were very poor, often had to borrow money. To save face, they would send her. She was their face. She worked as a hawker assistant, delivering coffee and noodles. Long hours, late nights, with trays heavy with customers' orders. She would deliver to Chinatown shops, coolie sleeping quarters, opium dens, brothels. Mum was tough. Life was hard on her and she fought back hard. She would show those who despised her and her family that she would succeed. She wasn't sent to school. After World War II, she was overaged, but she enrolled herself. She trained herself to speak English, Teochew, and Malay. She went to nursing school and graduated. She survived and she made something of herself. Mum was tough on me. I'm her eldest son. I would be an example for my siblings. I would work hard and ace my exams. I would have the opportunities she didn't have. I would be a doctor or a lawyer. I would be her pride. Perhaps it was the grief from her deprived childhood, or the humiliation she received when her parents sent her to borrow money, or the anger at the unfairness of life, or that I wasn't what she had hoped I would be. Mum responded to my disappointing ways with the way she was often treated. Harsh words, criticism, humiliation, rejection. As a boy, I lived for her praise and wept silent tears from her scolding. As I grew older, I pretended that the hard words didn't matter. But inside, I still responded with boyish pleasure at her praise and cringed at her anger. There was an open wound in my heart that bled afresh every time she voiced her disappointment with me. But inside me was also a little boy's quickness to forgive. Mum was tough. She had never in my life apologized to me. After all, I was only her son. But by asking me to forgive her, she showed that she could still do the hard things. She could lay down her pride, put aside her position as my mother, and say the things that would heal me. It seemed that the many painful memories I had became a blur. It seemed that my open wound closed itself up. It seemed that the audio loop in my head criticizing myself became silent. I walked across the room, past the other speechless family members, past the empty cup noodles, past my painful memories, and held in my arms the first woman I ever loved. Mum, there is nothing to forgive.